What's up, y'all? We back for day 2 for the trial, for the Diddy trial. Um,
My dad canceled his auto insurance and is doing this instead. Okay, guys, check this out. This is
it's not even raining up in New York.
Okay. Hey, everybody. You good? Hey, everybody. My name is Lisa Evers. I'm a reporter with Fox 5 News here in New York. I just came from the courtroom where the Sean Combs trial has started and is underway. And I just wanted to give you a little update of what happened this morning because we're not allowed to have electronic devices inside the courtroom. And I just took a break now for lunch. So about 9:35 this morning, and I'm reading from my notes here. Court was called to order by Judge Arun Subramanian. And basically the first assignment that they had to do, the first thing they had to do today was get that jury set. So they went through reading back and forth from prosecution to defense which numbers of jurors would be struck by either side to get down to that number of 12 regular jurors and then, of course, the 6 alternates. So that went through pretty routinely.
Right now.
Everything went as planned.
Oh, Noah, man, you play too much. You went ghost yesterday. What happened to you yesterday? You fell off the face of the earth.
Where the judge said, does anyone have any applications, meaning do they have anything else that they want to bring up? So the defense, Mark Agnafilo, the lead defense attorney for Sean Diddy Combs,
Where you went at, Noah?
stood up before the court after
You hit
consulting with
Dipset
him,
on me.
with
You
Mr.
almost
Combs,
became
along with the other members of his defense
a
team,
moderator
and said, Your
for the
Honor, the prosecutors have struck
chat
6
yesterday, and you
jurors
slid
who are
on me
black.
like an
And we feel that
escapade.
they were being struck solely on the basis of their race, and that they were trying to get those jurors back.
That's
in
crazy. I
consideration
can't
early.
believe you slid
So
on
the
me
judge
like that
then turned to
yesterday,
the
man.
prosecution and said,
You've been asking me to
Your
get
Honor,
live for
the
the past couple of
prosecutors
days, and you just slide on me. That's
and you said, Your
insane.
Honor, we have been fair and
Where they do that at?
impartial in all of our jury selections. She said, we have a very diverse jury pool. We have
But we back
diverse jury
today.
that is being selected.
Oh,
And she said, in regards to those 6 particular
I'm late,
individuals,
so I'm trying to get caught up.
the
I
judge
didn't make it
there were valid reasons for
up
each
there
of them,
because I'm
one of the
thinking,
reasons being
you know,
somebody that was too close to
New
Mr. Combs
York
would once work for one of
is
the
going to be
partners
raining.
who
How
was
it was
killed
raining
this
down
morning.
here, but it wasn't
Another
even
was an
freaking
individual
raining.
who had done
And
time
I should
on
have went
crime,
up.
had negative views of law enforcement. Another
But
person
I'm thinking
who
it
had
was going to be
basically
raining.
had a
See, here you go again. Here you go again, Noah. Just keep sliding.
Was anti-cop, and then there was another person
Keep
up that night
sliding.
who had serious English proficiency
You keep sliding, Noah.
deficiency. So he couldn't
What's
really even
wrong?
understand when they were giving him the instructions and screening him, and that was why he was struck. So after the judge listened to that, he said, "I am denying the application by the defense. Those jurors remain struck." Let's take
We're back. I'm a little behind, so I'm trying to get caught up. I'm running late. I'm not gonna lie, but you know, no worries. This is from yesterday. I see my name all through this chat. I'm crying. Where is the where is the Diddy case today? I'm trying to get caught up, y'all. Trying to get caught up. Trying to get caught up, y'all. So hold on, give me a sec, y'all. Trying to get caught up because we behind. I'm behind schedule this morning. Hold on. Trying to get caught up. Hold on, maybe. Yeah. Diddy is innocent. Let's be very clear. Noah, where are you at? Are you okay? Because I'm about to get off alive. Because you acting weird. And you starting to creep me out, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We are back, y'all. Noah, you seconds away from getting blocked. I ain't gonna lie. about to put you in timeout, buddy. Cause you're being weird. So y'all, we have so far. This is what we have. Can I move this? All right. Well, let me just get out of the way right quick. So far, this is what we have, y'all. So at 11. All right. Hold on. At 10:50, they asked for Cassie's husband to not be allowed in the courtroom while she testifies. So at 11 a.m., Cassie basically was saying that Diddy is, or control her most of her life, from her career to the way she dressed. She didn't have much of a say so. 11:25, when asked by the prosecutor about the freak-offs, Cassie testified that he asked her to take part when she was 20, at the age of 22, and she was scared to say no because she didn't know what that no would turn into, y'all. So that's what's going on right now. So yeah, that's what I can't even make this bigger, which sucks. So how about I make this guy? We are live. We are live in New York City, and we just covering the Diddy case, part 2. Of course, I'm in the live. Oh shit. Of course, I'm in the. Can y'all? I'm in the live, y'all. Damn, I don't want to block nobody. Yes, they do. Hold on. So here they go. It's another hate speech, another hate chat against Cousin E. Like, they're at it again, y'all. The things that Cassie are unveiling on this stand is, for one, they were in a relationship, so you know, people, you know, have a sexual preference with the person that they're with, and this was something that he was into with his partner, and that's all this kind of really is. This is not really talking about Diddy trafficking anything. This is not really talking about um any racketeering. This is not really talking about I'm trying to think of the 3 charges. This is not really talking about what I said, racketeering, sex trafficking, oh, and paying for prostitutes traveling costs or whatever. So they just kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it just don't make sense. the they keep speaking on how they wish Kim was alive, but my thing is, I feel like Kim would have stuck beside him just like the mother of his oldest son, Misa, has been. She's been coming to court. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Kim would have been right next to Misa. Just like uh the daughter, what's her name? It start with a C. Chance. Chance's mother has been here. Justin's mother has been here. I feel like Kim would have been with the rest of the family. So y'all keep saying y'all wish Kim was alive. Like Kim was going to stand up there and testify with Cassie. No. No, she wouldn't have. Is that my shit? I think that is my shit. I think my parts is here, y'all. They talking about Diddy like he's been evil and nothing but evil his whole life. Like, come on, let's be for real. I'm sure if Diddy was all bad, his kids wouldn't deal with him. He just had a life behind closed doors with the woman that he was in a relationship with. They're taking this stuff out of context. And the women that have tried to jump on the ship, you know, they're here to claim their case. This man, Juju, Jojo, Bobo, Roro, Ruru, whatever his name is, he feels away because he didn't get paid. Like, let's be for real. Something happened that he didn't like. That wasn't actually would be admissible in court. So he came with this. He started with this, something that he's heard. And it took off. Which is whack. You know what I'm saying, y'all? And it's just crazy how they making it like this man was all bad all his life. Come on, let's be for real. Free Diddy, man, for real. Free Diddy. I'm not claiming nobody's innocence and nobody's guilt. All I'm saying is free Diddy, man. Because Diddy ain't all bad. I ain't saying he all good, and I ain't saying he all bad. I'm just saying free Diddy, man. That's all I'm saying. Facts. But we live at the courthouse, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Straight up, free Diddy. Free Diddy, man. Let's be for real. Free Diddy. Free Diddy. No Diddy. Straight up. What's up, Shay Shay? What's happening, twin? Because Diddy need to be free at the end of the day. Diddy got a family out here, Shay. Now, I'm not claiming anybody's innocence, and I'm not claiming anybody's guilt. That's for God to do. That's not for me to do. Um, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying the nigga all bad, and I ain't saying the nigga all good. I'm just saying free that man. I wouldn't want anybody. I wouldn't wish jail on nobody. I've been to jail. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. You feel what I'm saying? Cause it's a real thing called karma. Life will deal, the universe will deal with you. Life will deal with you. You feel what I'm saying? So this weak ass judicial system, like cut it, man. It's not your job to judge. Only God can judge me. I'm not here for nobody else that bleed like I bleed to judge me. Yeah, I don't wish jail on nobody. I don't wish jail on nobody unless they like touch kids or like or like a person that's out here committing random acts of violence, like people that's just going out here murdering people for no reason. They got this man in jail because he kind of like controlled what went on in his house. Cassie could have got out of the relationship. If she wasn't down with that, she could have left years ago. When he first asked her to partake in the extracurriculars activities that went on in the bedroom, he wasn't out here just maliciously raping women. It's a difference. That's not what they have him for. That's not the charges they got him in jail for. They don't got him out here for rape. That's why I feel like Diddy should be free, honestly. They need to free Diddy. I'm not gonna lie. Damn, I can't even show y'all what this creep ass nigga is saying for real. Look what this man is saying to me. Look how he's talking to me. Damn, it's not even staying in here, y'all. You see how I say cousin E, you trying to party with the diddler, then you go down and say, I knew you liked them young, cousin E. Like, what are you saying? I'm not even talking about nothing that aligns with that. This is just crazy, yo. Shay on her saying she never heard somebody say Free Diddy. You the first person. I'm the first person you ever heard say Free Diddy. Hey, yo, I just got a notification that my state taxes have hit my account. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the state. They just on here saying anything, y'all. Free Diddy, man.
This is late for lunch, right? No, it is not. Yeah. There are people voluntarily. Many people
Look like we might got some action, y'all. Look like we might got some action, y'all. Let's see what's going on. But it looks like we might got a little action. The live chat on Fox News is chewing me up right now. They don't like that I'm saying free Diddy, but who cares? They chewing me up in this chat, y'all. Cassie recounts a 4-day freak off while reviewing images from the 2016 surveillance video of Combs assaulting her at Los Angeles hotel. Cassie told jurors the incident followed one of the so-called freak offs and occurred as she was trying to leave. All right, so here come. They great come out, y'all. The people great come out. The family, Diddy's family is about to come out. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. There goes the mother of one of his kids. One of his daughters. What's up, Sonya? How you doing? There goes Diddy's mother, Miss Janice Combs. There goes the two sons, Justin and Christian. Here goes Quincy and one of the twins. Come on now, what are we talking about? He's not bad. He's not all bad. His kids wouldn't even be there. Like, what are we talking about? What's good, Sonya? How you today? Cassie stated that the free calls became a job, noting that other encounters took anywhere from 36 to 48 hours. The marathon sessions frequently require periods of recovery from dehydration, fatigue, and drug use. These are Cassie's words, y'all. I'm doing good, Sonya. I'm just here um covering this Diddy trial, really. It's a crazy situation, but me experiencing prison, I don't wish anybody prison unless they like raped any unless they were like raping somebody, or like uh doing foul play to kids, stuff like that. Nah, facts. Yeah, it is. It's gonna get crazy for sure. It's gonna get crazy for sure. But my only thing with this case is, I'm honestly I'm surprised that they started with the. I'm surprised that they started with Cassie, for real. Like, for real, for real. I'm real surprised that they did that. Not gonna lie. But maybe she wanted to come in and get it over with. I guess. I'm not sure. But his baby mothers are there. Um, his kids is there. So, my thing is they trying to make this man out to be like a scum of the earth, which isn't necessarily the case. I don't think his kids would be there to support him. Like, it's a lot more than that to him. Like, what are we talking about? It's an unfortunate situation, but I feel like Diddy should be free. I don't feel like they should be holding him in jail because of the activities he um that he indulged in the bedroom with the person that he was involved with. Like, why is she on the stand? It's crazy, man. Like, why are you talking about uh the stuff that they did in the bedroom? Why are we talking about it? I don't understand. 48 hours is not for 4 days. They saying she recounts a 4-day long freak off when she clearly said that encounters took anywhere from 36 or 48 hours. She never said anything about a 4-day long freak off. And this is the problem we have with the media. Y'all just stick words in people's mouths. It's insane. It's crazy.
So today we're going to see how many cards we can buy on Whatnot at for $100. Just trying to see the string here. I see 15. Could I hold it down for $21? Boom. Try to run this break.
This is crazy, y'all. Free the diddler. I'm hungry. What should I have for lunch? I'm hungry. What should I have for lunch? All right, so y'all, the people are pulling back up. The family, the kids, and baby mothers. The kids, his mother, and the mothers of his children. Black nigga. Who's black nigga? Who is black nigga? The kids and the like. Who comes on in somebody's live talking about black nigga? What's up? What? Who are you talking to? The hell's wrong with people, man? I'm not black. Just cause I got dark, I'm dark complected. That don't mean I'm black, folk. And just cause I'm speaking English, don't make me black, folk. Yeah, get your mind right. But y'all, I'm the family pulling back up. Thank you. I appreciate you for apologizing, bro. I appreciate that. But what's up with you? State your claim. State your set. Where you at? What's happening? Cause we at the Diddy trial right now. What's going on? See, this the energy you could have got from Dick. But you coming on here talking about black nigga, what's up? Like you know me. You can't talk to somebody like you know him and you don't know him. That's insane. But what's up, Pete? What's good with you? How you feeling today? Did you wake up on the right side of the bed, my boy? Look at my baby Shay. Shay be on go. Somebody came in this chat talking about black nigga. What's up? There go the twins. They look like they was crying. Dang. There go Christian, Chance, Pumpkin, which is one of the kids' mother. You know what I'm saying? Damn, that hoe pregnant again? White nigga keep fucking her.
That's all they did is a fashion show, because we all know that we walking us out of here pre-made. We're going to see what the badges are worth. The badges ain't worth the medal that you ordered them from China.
They going in. Alright, I'm back, yo. What's up? What's up, though, Pitt? What's how you living? What's up with you? Like, what's good? What we on? You play Fortnite? You don't play Call of Duty? Black Ops 6? Because that's all I play. My baby Shay be on go. Stop playing with her. Nah, he cool, Shay. He cool. Kinfolk cool. What's up, though, Pitt? What's good with you? You don't play Black Ops? You don't play Call of Duty? I'm rocking on this beat like I'm certified or something. Like I get a check. I gotta relax. I gotta relax, man. But y'all, where you from, Pit? Where you from, my brother? You don't fuck with Call of Duty? Cause I ain't gonna lie, I never played for that Fortnite shit. I ain't never really tapped into that. It look childish if I'm being honest. That's why I ain't never tapped into it. Do you play Call of Duty, Pit? You play Call of Duty, bro? Well, I'm saying I'm not an OG because I don't play Fortnite. Nah, but you telling me you don't play Call of Duty is letting me know you're not an OG. Brits. Britsky? Is that your name? Britsky? Representing Australia. What's happening, Britsky? Is that how you say your name? What you music? What you make beats or you a DJ or something? What you got going on in Australia? What's going on in Australia? Yes. Okay. Okay, Britsky. What you got going on in Australia? You make beats? Or you be on the ones and twos? What's popping? What's popping? What's going on out in Australia? Like, besides kangaroos? That's crazy, cause when I think of Australia, I think of like animals like kangaroos and shit. That's crazy. We'll be popping out Australia though, Britsky. I need to go get a shape up for real. My shit look wild. Cause I want to take this off. I want to take this purple do-rag off. For real. Do you have focus in Fortnite? Do I have focus in Fortnite? What do that mean? Like, I don't play Fortnite. So what do you have focus in Fortnite mean? It's the middle of the night here. Are you from New York? Your accent is heavy. It's the middle of the night, like 12 a.m. middle of the night, or that's crazy. Oh no, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there. Y'all got 12-hour difference from us? And no, I'm not from New York. I get that a lot though. But no, I am not from 3 a.m. Damn, so y'all got a 14-hour difference from us. That's crazy. But no, I'm not from New York. That's crazy though. I get that a lot. I'm not from New York though. Word, that's crazy. It's a skin in Fortnite. Oh no, I don't have Fortnite. All I play on I got a PS5 and all I play on PS5 is Black Ops 6. That's all. The only time I get on that game, I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6. That's it. I might get on there and do a little bit of Warzone, but outside of that, Black Ops 6. And honestly, I'm just waiting for the next Grand Theft Auto to pop out, cause that's my favorite game in the world to play. So that's all I'm really waiting on. Britsky on the beats. So you saying yes to you make beats? I wish I was rapper. I was a rapper, cause I slash and dash and cut a hole in your ass. Shout out to Eminem. I think that's who said that. Oh no, that's not who said that. I'm tripping. Oh no, you don't make beats. So what you do? Britsky on the beats. You DJ? You be on a ones and twos? Beat baby. Oh, oh. Just to jump off right here, man. I've been going for a minute. Now I'm back with the. Oh, you just listen to music. That part. Music, people don't understand how much music really gets people through life. Like, for real. Music really get people through life. Like, I'm telling you, it's been many a days and many a nights where music has carried me through life. Cause life definitely get the life in y'all. I cannot scratch my forehead or that area without it doing that. That's insane. My accent is crazy. So what, I sound like a city person or I sound like a country person? Facts. Facts, Britsky. Music really, it literally is life. That's why it's messing me up so much to see the Diddler in jail. Like, he was a part of my childhood. Like, his music, straight out of Brooklyn. No, I'm not Brooklyn. I'm not a Brooklyn resident, a Brooklyn native. This is what I'm doing, y'all. I'm watching the Diddy trial. I'm not gonna lie. Um, oh, you a youngin'. You a youngin', Pit. Okay. Bet, Pit. How old am I? I am 30 plus. Britsky on the beats. I'm 30 plus, y'all. I'm 30 plus, and I'm just sitting here following this Diddy case. This case is, it's a wild case, man. And I hate to see somebody whose music I grew up on and lived off of to be, you know, in this put himself in a situation like this. Um, you know, the type of person I am, I'm not a type of person to convict anybody or claim somebody's make allegations that somebody's innocent or make allegations that somebody's guilty. I'm not here to judge nobody. We lead up to the, the God. I'm not here for that. But my only thing, my thing with this whole situation is free him, free Diddy. Like at the end of the day, this man got a family. Y'all are people are saying things about Diddy as if that's that's his only characteristic. Like he's evil. This man got kids. These kids wouldn't be there supporting him. They grown. They got their own mind. If they didn't want to show up to court, they wouldn't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really seen any evidence. The only thing I've seen is the video with, his ex girlfriend Cassie, which she's on the stand right now. That's the only thing that I've really seen. But the thing is, do the charges line up with the shit that they went through? You feel what I'm saying? No, I don't play Roblox, bro. The only thing I play is uh Call of Duty Black Ops 6. That's the only thing I play on the game console. That's the only thing I play. I have a PlayStation 5. The only time I turn it on is to play Call of Duty. That's it. I don't play nothing more. I don't play nothing less. I don't... Roblox is really for kids, as far as I'm concerned, because the only people that call asking for money is goddamn kids when they playing Roblox. It's fucking annoying. I have a godson, and yes, he calls for money for Roblox, and it pisses me off every time he calls, because leave me alone, please. Leave me alone about that goddamn Roblox. But now I don't play Roblox on Pit. Yeah, I don't play Roblox. The only thing I play is Call of Duty. But yeah, this case, like, damn, this case is crazy, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. This case is super duper crazy, and they still got a few more hours in there, for real, for real. It's only 1:13. They'll be in there till about 5:30. 5:30, maybe 6 o'clock. They was in there till, I think, 6 o'clock yesterday. And I was actually, I was supposed to go drive up to New York today, but it was raining down here, so I'm thinking, because I'm not too far from Philly. I mean, I'm not too far from New York, so I'm thinking that it will be raining up there as well. But I'm looking at the grounds are very much dry. So I'm like, damn, I still could have drove up there. Because I was like, I didn't want to get on the highway and drive in the wet weather up there for this. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going to go get me a seat in the club. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. We're going to try this again tomorrow. We're going to try this again tomorrow. But we got motherfucking Britsky on the beat. Straight out of Australia. That's hard. I like to talk to people from other countries, because I like to get insight. I love to get insight, because I want to travel. I'll be waiting. Y'all want to know something? I'll be really waiting on somebody from Bali to get on this joint and let me know what's up with the what's up. Because I want to go to Bali. For real. I want to go to Bali. Like, that's my next stop that I want to go to. Oh, Pitt, now you in South Africa. I don't know if I believe you, Pit. You gotta show me that you in South Africa. You gotta tell me something about South Africa. First, I wanna see your hut. I ain't gonna lie. I wanna see your hut. If you're in South Africa. Let me see your... Oh, it's raining. See what I'm saying? This is why I wasn't... Y'all, it just started raining out there like that. I don't like that for me. Damn. It's been raining like stupid all day. It's pissing me off. Y'all, what should I eat for... Hold on. Britsky, is you still on here? Is you still on here, Britsky? I got a question. I got a real live question. Because my appetite just made me think. 1916? Bro, that's army time. That's not... What? What's 1916? What's that? What time is that? AM, PM. What time is that? Come on now. 1916. Pitt, I'm 30 plus years old. Like, come on. You gotta come a little bit better than that. Because I know what time that is. Is that... What time is 1916 in AM or PM? Come on, let me know. And don't take forever typing it. Damn, did my dog did Britsky on the beat? Did you leave me, Britsky? I think my dog Britsky on the beat left me. Damn, he from out down my way. For the people that's on here, what y'all eat for lunch? I'm hungry as hell. Oh, what you about to eat, Pit? I'm hungry. See, that's why I was about to ask Britsky, but it looked like she done left me. She done slid on me to the left, to the left. Everything I own in a box to the left. In my closet. That's my stuff, yeah. If I bought it, please don't touch. Yeah, I'm going for a singing career. And I'm coming straight at Diddy. What y'all eat for dinner? What y'all eat for lunch? What y'all eat for dinner? Because I'm hungry. Who else in here? What y'all on? What did y'all eat for lunch? God damn it. Not gonna keep asking. What y'all eat for lunch? The people that are in the chat, what did y'all eat for lunch, man? There's people in this chat. Y'all do know I know that, right? Y'all want me to call y'all out? Come on, don't be weird. I could go for some tuna. What y'all eat for breakfast in here? God damn, y'all pissing. This is the people that I be talking about, y'all. The people I be talking about, y'all, right up there. Y'all come in here, y'all don't say nothing. I'm engaging with y'all. I'm trying to converse with y'all, but y'all just sit here. That's weird. Y'all don't think that's weird? Y'all some strange people on this internet, I tell you. Y'all strange as hell. God damn.
You know what that says? That says that I'm smart. However you want to interpret it, it says I'm smart. That's what it says. That's why I have to sleep when I get here. So where did you get this?
I gotta be something to look at, cause y'all sitting here just looking, not seeing nothing. Shay, you still in here? I'm sick of this shit. These people are pissing me off. Ah, ah, ah. Push it. Chat, what am I going to eat for lunch, man? Chat, what am I going to eat for lunch? This goddamn rain is crazy, bro. Y'all, it's pouring outside. It's pouring like cats and dogs. Crawfish nachos? I don't know. This New Orleans look good, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. They got mango habanero wings now. I'm about to order me some Wingstop, because y'all ain't no help on here. It's raining cats and dogs, bro. This New Orleans look, dang, this shit making me hungry. I wonder if this is on DoorDash. That breakfast was like. I'm getting some mango habanero wings from Wingstop. Cause y'all ain't know it.
I'm live right now on Prayer About Red TikTok. You should already follow Prayer About Red. That's Prayer About Red with the red hair following candidate working on this one. Stop playing. I'm live right now on Prayer About Red TikTok. You should already follow Prayer.
Well, what did you eat that fast, pig? That must have been a whack meal.
Black Magic's the techno band? No, Black Magic. Midnight. It's Black Magic Tire Wet. For tires that shine better than new. Black Magic.
What
Take
you eat
pride
that
in your ride.
fast, bro?
My life seemed perfect. Or so I thought. My nightmare was just beginning.
Meet my story, Parcel. The strength of a mother. Yeah.
I don't care. Nobody's doing it.
You took too long. This nigga's bitching. He's stupid. Listen. I don't believe you, pig. You gotta show me a picture of your hut. I told you that. What part of South Africa you in? You gotta show me. What you eat, Pit? What you eat for dinner? What you eat for dinner, Pit? Pit, what did you just eat? What should I eat for dinner? 22. What should I eat for dinner, y'all? I'm trying to find something to eat. What's good to eat? That's me. That's Meek, blood. A Big Mac. Okay, Pit, you ate a Big Mac, all right. All right. What part of South Africa you in? Whoa. Hold on, y'all. We gotta see what's going on out this window. Can y'all see me? 'Cause I don't really need y'all to see me. All right, I'm back. Ah. All right, let me see. You gotta show me, man. I told you got to show me. You gotta make me a believer. You gotta make me a firm believer. Hold on, that food from Shake Shack was jumping. I ain't gonna lie. Damn. Where should I get y'all? Shake Shack or Wingstop? What should I get, Pit? Shake Shack or Wingstop? What you think? What, Shake Shack? I ain't gonna lie, that do sound good. Did it start raining? It's still raining. I don't know if I want to drive there or if I want to get it delivered. You know, sometimes you just want to take a ride. I got the spicy cheese fry. And you got to order everything separately. Like, they don't have no, yeah, I'll be live tomorrow, bro. I don't know if I want to, we're going to see. Because they had the best burger I ever tasted in my life from a fast food. Damn, $25 for one. I don't even know what that mean, Pit. Do I think? Oh shit! Hold on. Do I think? Do I think you a pro in Fortnite or a noob? What do that? I don't even know what that means. You have to explain that to me. I almost bugged out. I thought somebody was using my information at Wendy's, but I definitely had Wendy's yesterday. What's a noob? Like a newbie? So do I think you are a pro or a newbie in Fortnite? You probably a pro, bro. You probably a pro, because that's the first thing you asked me. It was about Fortnite. So I take it you probably a pro. Yeah, I think you were pro. They said, what would you do if your son was at home? Crying all alone on the bedroom floor cause he hungry. And the only way to feed him is to sleep with a man for a little bit of money cause his daddy's gone. Somewhere smoking rock now in the night of lockdown. I ain't got a job now. Yeah, yeah, my chat is real dry today. I don't know what they on. I don't know if they coked up or doped up today. Damn, don't tell me I'm gonna have to order all over again. That just killed my vibe. I can tell you a pro, bro. I got 15 Pro Max. Why I can't add cheese? They got this at the goddamn store, man. They not letting me add cheese to my goddamn spicy fries. This is great. Blow my whole... Damn, yo. They killing me. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. This my brother has an iPhone too. It's a 15, but not Pro Max. Yeah, I got a Pro Max. What kind of phone you got? Huh? What kind of phone do you have? So why was not that? Oh, okay, okay. A Hisense. They make phones? Bet, 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 bet. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything today, y'all. I'm trying to think. My part's supposed to come here today, but I don't know if I'm gonna put them on today. It's wet outside. And I don't like to be wet, dog. A cream brulee cheesesteak sounds so good. So good, so good, so good. Oh, you like, I thought you had to go. You still here. You play rugby? You like rugby? Who you play it with? You play it with your brother? Shit, that's here for my... What? Nah, what? Nah, you don't enjoy playing rugby, or nah, you ain't play with your brother? Oh, there go the mail. Oh, but that he not coming with my pieces. Oh, oh, so you on a rugby team? So it's not with your school or nothing. Y'all just like. Okay, they interrupted me. So good, so good. So I don't like Krispy Kreme donuts because they keep popping up here. Damn, y'all beat them 40-0. Give me some. Give me some, Pit. Y'all spanked him like that? Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. Woo, 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 woo. That's crazy. But that's good money. How y'all do that dance? I think I'm about to get off of here, y'all. Y'all drying me out. Y'all pretty dry except for my boy Pit. The one thing I will say, school, I agree with you on that, but don't do anything to get kicked out, and just do what you gotta do in school so you can get out of there and, live your dream. Don't rush out of school. And even though it is boring, try to make the best of it. You know what I mean? Because those is the years you're going to look back on like, damn, I wish I was in school now. Because life is really life. And it's life. Who knew life was like this? Like, for real. Like, make sure you stay in school. Do what you got to do in school. So when you get done school, you can continue to chase your dreams with all of the knowledge that you attained while you was in school. So pay attention while you were in school, meanwhile making the best of it. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pay attention to school, even though school can be boring. You're not lying. But make the best of it. Life is not hard. You are a kid. Okay? Relax. You're a kid. Enjoy the childlike things that you can partake in while you're young. Because life can really get real for real. Know the drill. I think I'm getting off of here, y'all. I'm getting tired. This rain is putting me to sleep. Damn, or I should tap back in when the... Matter of fact, we're going to stay on here until my food get here. I ain't going nowhere. But we can find something to watch until my food get here, because I'm tired of y'all looking at me like I'm crazy. Let's see if we can find something to watch. Because I'm getting sheepy, y'all. You gotta go to sleep. All right, Pet. I'll holler at you on the flip side, big dog. Get at me. Get at me, big dog.
Hello and welcome back to Diddy on Trial from the BBC World Service YouTube
See
channel.
you,
We're
see
here
you
to stay
tomorrow,
on, and
Pet.
Diddy's family have just arrived.
You need to come over to
Just a warning, this episode contains descriptions of violence, sexual violence, and graphic descriptions of sex. Sean Diddy Combs is accused of sex trafficking, transportation
later,
for prostitution, and racketeering with conspiracy.
It was nice chatting with you today, Pit. I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe so you know when I go live.
If found guilty, he could end up spending the rest of his life behind bars. So we just came out of court after hearing the prosecution and the defense's opening statements. Now, we've told you before, this is where they try and win over the jury. And for the defense, it was where they were trying to endear Sean Combs to the jury. I'm here with Neda Tawfiq, who is the New York correspondent for the BBC. Neda, first of all, let's start with the prosecution as they went first. What did they have to say? Yeah, it was interesting because they started off with this dramatic flair pointing right to Sean Diddy Combs and painting him really as, this larger-than-life icon, but saying that behind that there was another side to him, one where he used his celebrity, his power, really his entire business to force victims into unconsensual sex. And they started off by painting the picture of one night where they said he was essentially in a rage, he was on the hunt for his girlfriend, the R&B singer Cassie. And they say he kind of got wind that she was going to be with another man, and he went to one of his employees, grabbed them out of bed, forced them to go with a security guard in their SUV to the man's home, broke in, and when they found they weren't there, went off again to look for Cassie. And they depict how when he finally found Cassie, that he brutally beat her, flung her around like a rag doll. And they used that one night to paint the picture of what they say happened over 20 years, not just to Cassie, but to another woman named Jane, who they say the jury will hear from, and also an employee named Mia that they say the jury will hear from. And they say he was somebody who referred to himself as a king and expected to be treated like one, had impossible demands. So really setting the tone of the kind of character they want them to see. Some really graphic testimony just about how this was not a case about celebrity sexual preferences, that this was about coercion and control. They say that Cassie, that only one person had power in that relationship, and it was Diddy, not her, that he forced her into these freak-offs that she didn't enjoy at all, but she felt she had no choice. That in one instance, she almost felt like she was choking because he had a male prostitute urinate in her mouth. I mean, just to give you a sense of some of the graphic detail that we're going to be hearing over these next few weeks. And essentially, they say that this went on for years and years because he had financial control of her life, that she felt she couldn't escape. Again, that she was physically abused throughout this relationship. So, as you say, so much really hinges on Cassie and the testimony, and of course, that video, that CCTV footage from that LA hotel in 2016. We're going to be hearing from the prosecution. They introduced that. As part of this, they talk about the freak-offs, and we've heard about the freak-offs a lot all over social media, and they define them as these drug-fueled days-long orgies with commercial male sex workers. Now with Cassie, they say that she took drugs and at one point she overdosed, but they also talk about Jane, who was a sick mom in a relationship with him. What did they have to say about her and the freak-offs and the drug taking? Yeah, what's really important with Jane is they say this all happened not even a year ago, this relationship with Jane. As you say, single mother, she wanted to have a relationship with him, but it wasn't so public in the way it was with Cassie. Now, prosecutors said that she will testify that shortly into their relationship, he asked her to take part in these freak-offs. And she initially agreed, but was surprised that he wanted to set one up quickly. They say that it was his employees that got the drugs, and that Jane, at one point, after taking the drugs and being forced to have sex with a male prostitute, that she actually threw up because she was so disturbed by it. She didn't like it at all, they said. And they said that Diddy told her, "You're not going to mess up my night. Get back in here and finish." And also with Jane, they tried to, again, depict that there was a pattern here, that he also was physically abusive with her, saying at one point during an altercation between the two that they both got upset, that he grabbed her by her throat and picked her up in a chokehold and then threw her to the ground. So another case where they're trying to depict how, again, this was something that he did not just with Cassie, but with other women. Something else that perhaps we haven't seen as much about in relation to the freak-offs is the fact that these alleged victims, the prosecution say, were responsible for organising them. What do they have to say about that? Yeah, I mean, that's a real interesting piece of this, right? Because they say that these women felt like if they didn't do exactly what he said, that there would be consequences. And so he allegedly forced them to source the male escorts, to plan out certain details. They say there was a very kind of strict way he liked things. He wanted dark hotel rooms. He wanted the women in lingerie. He wanted them in high heels. They talked about the baby oil, the drugs, and how this would go on for days, and they would have to recover with IVs to rehydrate. But again, this element of the women being forced to orchestrate this all to kind of do what he said to please him.
And they talk about in relation to the force element of the charge, so force, fraud, or coercion, force, threats of violence, and violence. At some points, Cassie in particular had suffered assaults and suffered bruising, and then being kept in hotel rooms. What else do they have to say about that?
In 2009, there was an incident they also described in their opening statements where Diddy allegedly threw Cassie in a vehicle and stomped on her face repeatedly. So they describe how brutal this was for Cassie and how it left a big bruise on her face. And what did he do? They say he was so concerned about maintaining his reputation. He was seen in public really as this charismatic, lovable figure, right? Very at odds with the character they were depicting in these opening statements. And they say that what he did at that point was force her into a hotel room. And he had a staff member stand guard outside for days until her bruise got better so she wouldn't be seen in public at that time with that bruise when people knew they were together in a long relationship.
And that's the overarching message that the prosecution were introducing as well. He could not do this alone. There was an inner circle of people who were supporting him and helping him cover this up. What did they have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think mostly everyone who's aware of this case, if not everyone, has seen, again, the hotel CCTV footage in 2016 of Diddy beating Cassie. Now they say, take that instance. Diddy got his chief of staff, got his bodyguard, showed up at the hotel, tried to get one security guard with a wad of cash to try to buy the video from him, then went to a different security guard and they said showed up with a brown bag filled with $100,000 and successfully bought that footage. So just showing again how there were people around him that would do whatever he asked, that he had the wealth and power to protect himself. And when you think about that power dynamic, again, going back to this idea that Cassie didn't have the power in the relationship, he was the one who had.
But it is a completely different story that we got from the defense, and it starts in quite a unique way. How did they choose to begin?
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever seen a case actually where in the opening the defense asks the defendant to stand up and look at the jury. And so you had Sean Combs in a gray sweater with a white top under it, his hair, visibly grayer than we remember him in his, bad boy days, stands up and looks to the jury. And essentially what the defense is trying to say is we're not going to shy away from anything that he has done. They admit to domestic violence. They admit to the fact that he was a jealous boyfriend, that he was with many women at once, that he committed infidelity. But what they say essentially is that none of that is sex trafficking. So there were terms and phrases they used often, painting the alleged victims as strong, capable women that had a choice, that this was the choice they made to stay with him, and then when they decided to leave him, that was their choice as well. Saying that they're not going to shy away from the fact that there was jealousy in the relationships, but they say there was no coercion, that it was all consensual. So again, trying to basically say to the jury he's a flawed man, and that's not a crime. If domestic abuse was what was charged here, that would be one thing, but what he's being charged with is sex trafficking and RICO charges, and they say the evidence just will not prove that.
And they went a long way in saying he's going to own these mistakes that he's made. He's going to own
I got you,
domestic
Pitt.
violence, own these incidences
I got
of
you,
aggression.
Pitt.
They also went away and
Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
The baby oil, the high heels, the free cops. What did they have to say about that?
Yeah, they said, look, we know he's a fan of baby oil, even in a flippant way. And the reason they brought that up is because they said the press has painted this in a completely different light than the reality. So they wanted to kind of, in a way, almost make light of what the jurors have heard in the press before. So, they say, look, it's important to remember that, yeah, he's a fan of baby oil. There's no crime there. Yeah, the way he, likes to have these sexual encounters might not be to your taste. It might even make you uncomfortable. But look, there's nothing illegal about that. And yes, these were toxic relationships. You're going to see and hear voice notes and text messages with him and these women. Again, you might think he's a jerk, they said. You might think he's a mean guy. So again, trying to paint him as a flawed individual, but not someone who should be held criminally accountable.
Another piece of evidence. Again, back to this video, this 2016 video. What do they have to say about the tape that was leaked by CNN?
Yeah, so they're saying essentially that the press hasn't put out the whole story, that this was a toxic, dysfunctional relationship, and almost putting the blame a little bit on Cassie. They're saying what you didn't get out of that video was that when he was running after her, what he was after was his phone, and that Cassie had stolen his phone from him, and that once he got it, he kind of sat down and put his head in his hands and kind of realized what he had done. And they're saying that to them is evidence that this isn't about sex trafficking, that he didn't grab her and try to bring her back to the hotel room because of sex trafficking, that it was about him wanting his phone. So again, painting this as a domestic violence incident and saying that all of it was because of the jealousy in the relationship. So saying that him and Cassie that day had a fight about kind of seeing stuff in the press she didn't like, and it was all about jealousy. And again, that this was a situation where it was a personal dispute between two people.
So we're not sure what's going to happen for the rest of the day. They've hinted that victim one might appear. We know a male escort's going to give some testimony. I know you've got to go back inside. We will catch up with you later.
Yeah, let's see if Cassie testifies today. All right, thanks so much.
See ya.
So we knew we were going to get opening statements today from the prosecution and the defence, but I didn't expect there to be quite so many captivating witnesses, and there really were. It was quite an intense witness testimony that we had. I've got Neda Tawfiq with me, the New York correspondent, who's going to go through what we heard from a male escort. This was Daniel Phillip. He worked in the adult industry and said he met Cassie in 2012 when his boss told him that he got a request to have somebody go dance at a bachelorette party, and he couldn't find anybody else, so Daniel agreed. What Daniel didn't expect when he arrived was that the job would be quite different. He didn't realize he was meeting Cassie at the time. She answered the door at the Gramercy Hotel where he was instructed to go in red lingerie, a red wig, big glasses, and heels. And she asked him if he would be up for, having a little fun with someone she described as her husband. Daniel wrote where the night went. He says when he went into the room, he saw the husband. Again, he didn't know at the time it was Sean Combs, in a corner with a baseball cap and a bandana, kind of covering the lower half of his face. And he said that within minutes of kind of rubbing baby oil on Cassie, they had sex. And he said that in the corner was this man ejaculating while watching them have sex. He said he left quickly after that. But then he said Cassie got in touch with him, asked him for certain explicit photos, and asked if he would be open to doing it again after handing him a lot of money. Now, he said after that, he went back, and this happened a few times over the course of several years. He said this went on until about late 2013, early 2014. But they also start to talk about other things that Cassie in particular asked him to do. What kind of stuff did they detail?
Diddy would sometimes say, you're not using enough baby oil, use more baby oil, go slower, or tell him, don't come yet. But there were times where he said the requests were slightly odder than even that. He said that one time Cassie was the one who asked him to urinate on her, and that Diddy and her instructed him on how to do it. So that was kind of one of the more graphic details. But then as testimony went on, you also saw the prosecution
trying to get into why he stopped engaging with them, and that was quite telling.
Yeah, so that switch that he talks about, I mean, he details not having a bad time. I mean, he went back, he did it again of his own free will. And then it comes to a halt in about 2013, 2014. And he says that he was having performance related issues. But he spoke specifically about when that started. What did he say?
Yeah, that's right. He said that once he saw Diddy beat Cassie, he could no longer, perform and be engaged, because before he said even if they hadn't paid him, he was excited to be part of their world. He was enjoying that kind of activity with them. And then things started changing when he saw one time he was on the couch, Cassie was at her computer, and Diddy, he said, was in Cassie's bedroom. Now, Diddy apparently called out to Cassie to come into the bedroom, and she allegedly told him, just hold on a second, my personal information's on the computer. Now, Daniel describes being absolutely shocked when all of a sudden a liquor bottle, Diddy throws it from across the room right toward Cassie, and then he comes running towards her, grabs her by her hair, drags her into her bedroom, and tells her, when I tell you to come, you don't wait, you just come when I tell you. And he says he then heard, after the doors closed, Diddy slapping her, beating her, yelling at her, and Cassie screaming out, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And he says he was just kind of frozen in place. He didn't know what to do. And prosecutors asked him, why didn't you intervene? Why didn't you go inside? And he said, look, I know this is somebody with a lot of resources. Quite frankly, I was afraid for my life. Now, that drew a lot of objections from the defense, but the judge allowed that testimony. And he, again, reiterated that he was scared in that moment for Cassie, feeling like she was in a dangerous situation, but he didn't feel it was safe enough for him to intervene.
And he talks about another instance of violence where Cassie runs from the room and kind of jumps into his lap, and she's shaking. And he tries to speak to her and say, well, why are you staying with this man? What are you doing? And she tries to reassure him, I'm fine, I'm fine. He does speak to a bit of a friendship building up between the two of them and expressed that he was quite worried about her.
Yeah, it's interesting because he kind of talks about throughout that he tried to kind of stay in text communications with Cassie just to make sure she's okay. But that particular instance, he had already described how Cassie was tiny compared to Diddy. He already described how Diddy would lose his temper in those moments and it would shock him. So that imagery of Cassie running to him, jumping in his lap and just visibly shaking and him trying to console her, she basically told him, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. And he said he just couldn't convince her to leave him, but he very much thought that she was in danger if she stayed in that relationship.
This was a really packed day because we had peremptory strikes in the morning, then opening statements, then a security officer, and now the testimony of this male escort. So by the time he took the stand, it was like 4:30. So what exactly did we hear from cross-examination, if anything?
Yeah, it was very brief to start, just in terms of having him reestablish certain things that he said in his original testimony. And then they tried to go after his credibility a little bit through that line of questioning. But look, it was very much just touching the surface. I think when court resumes tomorrow, there will be much more on a cross-examination, and we'll see whether they go even harder and pinpoint any place where they can have jurors find reasonable doubt.
Neda, thank you so much for coming and breaking that down for us today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow where we expect to hear testimony from Cassie.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to get into why he stopped engaging with them, and that was quite telling.
Yeah, so that switch that he talks about, I mean, he details not having a bad time. I mean, he went back, he did it again of his own free will. And then it comes to a halt in about 2013, 2014. And he says that he was having performance-related issues. But he spoke specifically about when that started. What did he say?
Yeah, that's right. He said that once he saw Diddy beat Cassie, he could no longer, perform and be engaged, because before he said even if they hadn't paid him, he was excited to be part of their world. He was enjoying that kind of activity with them. And then things started changing when he saw One time he was on the couch, Cassie was at her computer, and Diddy, he said, was in Cassie's bedroom. Now, Diddy apparently called out to Cassie. And we'll see whether they go even harder and pinpoint any place where they can have jurors find reasonable doubt.
Neda, thank you so much for coming and breaking that down for us today. And we'll see you back here tomorrow where we expect to hear testimony from Cassie.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
Hello and welcome back to Diddy on Trial from the BBC World Service YouTube channel. We're here, it's day one, and Diddy's family have just arrived.
You need to pump it so
Just
That's it for this episode of Diddy on Trial from the BBC World Service YouTube channel. Make sure you
You want to know what I'm most excited about this summer? No more high-waisted bikinis or one-pieces. Sonobello targeted the areas.
As I speak right now, Cassandra Ventura has taken the stand. Now, unfortunately, in this case, in a federal case, there are no cameras in the courtroom. There is no audio in the courtroom. But we are going to do our best testimony in real time. And we're going to also be taking your questions about this testimony, about the case in general. Do it alone. I have with me here in studio Rich Schoenstein, trial attorney. Rich, thanks for jumping here so quickly. Really appreciate it.
Glad to be here. Big day in this trial.
This is a big day because she is victim number one in this case. I think it would be fair to say we probably wouldn't have criminal charges if it wasn't for Cassandra Ventura filing her lawsuit in November of 2023. We all know that the videotape of her purportedly being beaten by Sean Combs in 2016 changed the course of this entire legal saga. It came up a lot yesterday. She came up a lot yesterday. And now her testifying for the prosecution, I think a fair argument is this case either rises or falls with her testimony. So what has she testified to so far? Well, first of all, she's quite pregnant. She's about 8.5 months, 9 months pregnant. She's 38 years old. She explained that she was with Sean Combs for 10 years. We're talking about a 17-year age difference. She admitted that during the course of their relationship, he introduced her to certain sex acts. She asked to describe the relationship she had with him. Quote, there were violent arguments that would usually result in some sort of physical abuse, dragging, different things of that nature. Again, why is this important? He's charged with sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. He's charged with racketeering conspiracy, a criminal enterprise, underlying crimes like sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction, and also transporting sex workers for purposes of prostitution. She went on to say that he would stomp her in the head if she was down. There was frequent violence. She would have black eyes. She would have bruises. She was asked by the prosecution to describe what a freak-off was. And she said, quote, it basically entails the hiring of an escort and setting up this experience so that I could perform for Sean. It involved Combs being able to watch with me, the other person, and actually direct us on what we were doing. Eventually, it became a job for me, pretty much. And by the way, this comes after the testimony of a male performer who says he was hired by Cassandra Ventura and Sean Combs to have sex with Cassie in front of Sean Combs. She described how their relationship was quite complex. Talking about these freak-offs when she was first introduced to them, she says, I was confused, nervous, but also loved him very much. She explained how Sean Combs ultimately controlled a lot of her life. She talked about blackmail materials, so videos that Combs purportedly shot of her during these sexual encounters. She was concerned that they would be published, they would be released. Quote, he had many resources to do that. She was shown the 2016 video of that hallway attack, as I mentioned. She confirmed it was after a freak-off, which is important, because while the defense would say this is an unfortunate incident of domestic violence, and domestic violence is not sex trafficking, she has confirmed that this was after a freak-off. This was in furtherance of sex trafficking. She says she was afraid that if she said no to him, it would make him angry. So again, we're going to get more of her testimony in real time. So far, Rich, from what I've said, what are you taking away from her testimony?
Well, obviously, this is a horrendous relationship and she suffered a lot. I think the defense is arguing, in essence, that she was a consensual, willing participant in this relationship. It was a 10-year relationship. It had ups and downs, and the defense is arguing that some of the things she argues now she was forced to do, she did willingly and perhaps even enjoyed at the time. So that's what we're getting at. But this is really shocking stuff for a jury to have to hear all of this, and I think see some of it is coming up.
Don't you think that there is a potential problem for the prosecution? Because we heard it, it was funny. We have a question from TDB. Jesse, does the male dancer's testimony about Cassie contradict the prosecution's opening statement? Now, he had testified that he thought he heard Sean Combs slapping her, that there were instances where he saw him dragging her, but at the same time, he was getting paid by her. He was texting her. She was participating in these freak-offs. You wonder, this case is a thin line. Was it coercion or not? Was she a victim or partner in this? Do you think when you hear the testimony of that male dancer, and you hear her testimony now, it'll be difficult for the jury to believe that everything was coerced and against her will?
I don't think the jury is going to believe that everything was coerced and against her will at the time, but it doesn't have to. There's a massive power imbalance here. So even if she willingly participated for parts of this relationship, he has all of the power and he is using it. And the one thing you mentioned, I wrote down, blackmail video. That stuff's really important to the case, right? This is carrot and stick territory, but he kept, allegedly, things like these videos to keep people in line. And the allegation here is if she sort of got a little bit antsy about how the relationship was going, he would threaten to release videos that would destroy any chance of her having a career.
The defense would say the only person that was in possession of the videos was Cassandra Ventura. That's a point that they made yesterday.
That's an evidentiary point. I don't know the answer to that.
Let me ask you this. We have a question from Lauren, who, by the way, has this cute little, emoji, smiley face with the hearts. I like it. It's nice. I have a question. Do you think now that the prosecution has played their ace with Cassie, that they have more damning evidence to come?
I would expect so, because when you're prosecuting a case like this, you want to start strong. And I think some of the idea of putting her on in day 2 of this trial is to start strong. They put on a little corroborating testimony first, right, from this dancer, escort, whatever you want to call him. And now they have her, the security guard, and they get to show the video, that horrible video, and now she testifies. But it can't be the prosecution's plan to try this case that now they're just going to wind their way through some other inconsequential witnesses. I mean, they have 2 more victims, as I understand it.
Well, let's talk about this. The practical reality is, A, they need to get her on the stand before she gives birth. Okay?
Well, that's true, too. That's true. Good point.
Yeah, because victim 3 is nowhere to be found. So they may have to make sure that victim 1 is still available. But also, I agree that they started very strong with corroborating evidence before they brought her on. Because what happened? When she filed her lawsuit in November of 2023, made these wild allegations, I think people said, how do we know this is true or not? As soon as that video was released by CNN, the whole game changed. Because people not only believe that particular incident in the complaint, they believed overall all the allegations that she made. And it seems the prosecution is doing just that. Now, it's interesting thinking about this. By the way, I'm going to give more updates about her testimony. So right now, Ventura said, I thought we were monogamous. The prosecutor asked, was it made public? No, I was his artist, also his family, his children, meaning their relationship wasn't public yet. Who is linked to him publicly? Kim Porter. Ms. Ventura responds, how did Sean treat you at this time? We had fun. So a lot of this is talking about the beginnings of their relationship, and she has to concede some points, right? She can't just say, it was a disaster at the very beginning. I hated him from the very beginning. I was under a distress from the very beginning. There has to be an aspect to it where she explains, no, I started this relationship. I was young. I was excited, but then it evolved, right? In order to be credible on the stand about the story, I think.
I agree with that. And also to acknowledge that there were benefits to her of being in this relationship. It would, at least in theory, help her career. It would get her to meet people that she otherwise wouldn't have been able to meet. So all of that is true. There's nothing wrong with her conceding that because none of that justifies being dragged down a hallway and beaten.
Exactly. And by the way, we jumped on here on air immediately as soon as we found out that Cassandra Ventura was officially taking the stand. And one thing that makes Law and Crime a little bit different than other outlets like that is our viewers. Not only do we value our viewers, but we are making content right now purely for our viewers on YouTube. We want to give you the most up-to-date information about this case in real time. And again, we are the only channel, the only news organization that is producing content for you specifically. We value that. YouTube is where the most hard cutting edge news is coming from, and we want to get it out to you as quickly as possible. So thank you so much to our supporters. We are going to continue to take your questions for for a while now, because she's going to be on the stand. So let's keep it going. Again, thank you to our YouTube audience. Jake, are there any more witnesses to Cassie getting attacked by Diddy apart from the bodyguard? I mean, I don't know. I would imagine so.
Yeah, I don't know either. There's a video study, so that's kind of this. But yes, I would imagine there are other witnesses who are going to talk about the relationship and probably talk about some of the physical stuff.
Well, they mentioned chiefs of staff. They mentioned a chef. They mentioned, one of the questions from the defense yesterday was, how is this a conspiracy, right? For a conspiracy, you need two or more people to agree. Who are the people that coordinated and facilitated this racketeering and sex trafficking operation are not criminally charged?
So I see two major hurdles for the prosecution in this case. One is what we've been talking about. They have to get past the idea that this is consensual behavior by other people who are behaving in a questionable fashion. They have to get past that. The second bigger hurdle to me is turning an abuse case into a racketeering case, right? Because yes, they have to prove, and RICO is very challenging. You have to prove a RICO enterprise. You have to prove a pattern of racketeering activity. You have to prove multiple predicate acts that are violations of separate federal laws. It is hard to sustain a RICO case. We've seen some other cases where people have tried. That's going to be a major hurdle here. The fact that he had this 10-year relationship, and even if it's arguably true, he took advantage of her, he treated her horribly, he beat her, he did all these terrible things to her, that's not racketeering.
I say that the prosecution spent so much time yesterday in their opening statement trying to explain to this jury why it's a crime. Because it's not a garden variety trafficking or racketeering case. And I think the more they have to explain it, that's a problem for them. I think it's a weakness in their case, personally. Now we have an update from court. Prosecutor asked Cassandra Ventura, what was his lifestyle like? Ventura responds, he had all these assistants. He'd get things done. He traveled quite a bit. And then apparently she's shown a photo, and she says, this is Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007, 2008, Halloween. How did Sean Combs' moods vary? Day to day. Now look, he is charged with specific crimes that John Smith on the street can't meet. There is an argument here, very powerful, had all these businesses, different resources, different employees. He would be in the position to be able to carry out a sex trafficking or racketeering operation. That's what makes him unique, though.
Sure, but is that what he's doing? Is he running an entertainment and fashion industry, or is he running essentially a criminal organization?
By the way, we have a poll up right now. You can participate in it. Do you think Cassie Ventura was a victim or partner in this? Ready for this? 82%. Well, this doesn't make sense. 82% say yes. I don't know if that's yes. I think we need clarification. 82% say victim or partner. We'll get a clarification on that.
By the way,
right now.
but that's my answer to that question.
Oh,
Was
okay.
she a victim or
82%
partner?
say victim. 82% say victim. Maybe based on what we're reporting on the testimony right now.
I mean, I think she is a victim if the allegations are true, but also she is involved in some of the criminal act. I mean, she's getting those prostitutes, right? She's making payments to them allegedly. She's having them come, so she's involved in some of the alleged criminal activity, and that's an interesting point. That wouldn't just apply to her. Other people in his orbit might be some combination of victim and co-conspirator.
But you know what? That video changes everything because the argument would be, what do you think happens if she says no?
Yeah.
What do you think happens if she says, I'm not in the mood for a freak off tonight. I'm not going to pay the dancer. That's what's going to happen. That video is arguably the most important piece of evidence because it sets the stage when we're talking about coercion or fraud or force. Question from Angelina: how old was Cassie when they first started dating? I think she was 19 years old. So you're talking about a 17-year age difference. That's important. I think that's an important factor if you're talking about power and control, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he's older and obviously has much more power anyway.
Sherry Williams asks, what kind of time is Diddy facing if he's found guilty? I haven't listed unless you want me to answer that one.
I would say life in prison, but you can tell me specifically.
So this is exactly what he'd be facing. So if he's convicted of one count of racketeering conspiracy, I pulled this up because I figured people might be curious. If he is convicted of racketeering conspiracy, the top charge, that is a maximum sentence of life in prison. You know what the minimum is for that? Well, okay, so that's life in prison. Maximum sentence for sex trafficking, life in prison. You know what the minimum is for sex trafficking? 15 years in prison. And then the transportation for purposes of prostitution carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Rich, I have to tell you, I don't know about racketeering. I don't know about sex trafficking if he's going to be convicted of those. I am fairly confident he's going to be convicted of allegedly transporting sex workers with the intent that they engage in prostitution. Their argument, as far as I understood yesterday, their defense yesterday was he hired people for their time and experience.
Let me tell you something. If he gets out of this trial only convicted of transporting for prostitution, that is a defense victory. They would take that in a heartbeat, I bet.
Because I think if he is convicted of that, he might not get 10 years. He might get, a shorter amount and time served, his time already in the MDC. I don't know, but it wouldn't be life in prison. Would it be 15 years?
Yeah, he might not get full 10 years. He might not get the hardest prison term, the hardest prison life, right? He would get out. He would still have a life. He would still have his enterprise. So I think that would actually be a defense victory, all things considered.
So we have an update from court. I think she's describing what the alleged abuse was like. She talks about anger, zoning out. She was asked, how did this impact you? She says, greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. She also apparently talks about psychological abuse. Tell me to watch my mouth, change my face. So, I do wonder, that has a strong impact because there's another case that we're covering right now. It's the Alexander brothers. And they're being charged with sex trafficking. And the argument you hear from defense attorneys is this is a very novel way to charge individuals. That if you're talking about romantic relationships or girlfriends or flings, and you're taking them on trips, you're paying for their meals, you're buying them gifts, maybe you're promising things, romantic gestures, are we now in a position where romantic relationships are just on the line of sex trafficking, or where does it differ?
Well, here he is allegedly bringing in prostitutes to participate in these freak-offs and paying them for sexual services. So that to me would clearly be sex trafficking if it's true. It's not just about the girlfriend. It's not just about the relationship. It's about these sex workers that he is moving about.
We have a question from Trune. What about male victims? It seems like this case is solely based on women victims.
This case appears to be based on women victims. I mean, I've heard speculation too about male victims. I don't know where that stands.
Well, there's lawsuits, there's a lot of lawsuits that have been filed by male victims, and I wonder, do you think that was intentional for the prosecution to not include those in this case? I mean, why weren't minor victims? Let me say this. He has been accused in lawsuits of abusing minors, okay? Allegations, accusations, okay, never been criminally charged. If you're the prosecution and you want a slam dunk case against Sean Combs, and you want justice for all the alleged federal crimes he committed, you know, the problem with the minor victim for a defendant like that is there's no consent defense anymore. Do you think it's like we want to be as specific as possible with these charges? We don't want to make this case overly broad. The bigger it becomes, the more risk it'll fall down. Thoughts?
I don't buy that. I think the prosecution wanted as many victims as it could get. But I think the prosecution had to scrutinize every potential victim to, first of all, are they going to show up, right? We have an issue with one of the three, whether or not they're going to show up. So they had to scrutinize that. And also, how are their claims? How are they going to be on cross-examination? How is it going to play? They wanted multiple victims. The only way this case is what it is because there are multiple victims. This is not a RICO case if it's just what he did to one person, no matter how horrible it was. That doesn't get you to racketeering. So he needs them. They need the multiple victims.
And that brings up a good question I have. If you read the indictment, let me rephrase that. There's been many superseding indictments.
Yeah.
It says alleged victims, right? Alleged victim 1, 2, 3, 4. But then it says victims including, like victims, many victims including alleged victim 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that mean we're going to hear other people who are not enumerated as one of the alleged victims, but are just other victims in the case? Because I don't.
It could be. They could bring people who are other victims in the case, especially the way the case is pled, the way the case is being tried. Now, they would have had to tell the defense by now who those potential witnesses are, and I assume, well, I don't know if we would have heard about it in this particular. Usually you would have heard about it, you would see it on the docket, but I don't know.
So talking about this alleged criminal enterprise and how, based on the opening statement from yesterday, he didn't just have staff who were helping him commit the crimes but also covering them up. Just now an update from court. Prosecutor asked Cassie Ventura, how would he keep tabs on you? To which she apparently responds, he didn't live far apart. Oh, we didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me or a trusted assistant. Like who? David James, Christina Coram, who we all know has been a central figure in this case. Maybe not the criminal case, but she's come up in lawsuits before. The prosecutor asks her, was your relationship exclusive? Ventura replies, no. If she's naming names like David James or Christina Coram, do they have to testify, you think?
I don't think they have to testify, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I would think this is all planned out, that she's going to indicate some people and then the prosecution is going to bring them in later in the trial to verify, right? One thing you really want to do with a witness like this, the defense is going to say that she's embellishing. They might say she's lying, but that's going to be a little hard to do with that video, right? They can't just say she's a liar, but they're going to say she's exaggerating, she's embellishing, they're painting it a certain way because of the case. So you have to bring in these corroborating witnesses and whatever other corroborating evidence you have to verify what it is she's saying. So it would be very useful, for example, if she says, yes, David James came around to check on me on behalf of Mr. Combs, and then David James takes the stand and says, yes, I did that.
Yeah.
That would be helpful.
Well, and yesterday they talked about the defense, her lawsuit in 2023, her attorney being in the courtroom, that she has an incentive, a monetary incentive to fabricate this situation. Got a question from Daniela. By the way, we're taking your questions on YouTube about this case, about Cassandra Ventura's testimony that's happening in real time. We're trying to update you as quickly as possible about what she says in that courtroom. No cameras in the courtroom, no audio in the courtroom. So this is the best we can do to bring you her testimony in real time. Question from Daniela, 3984, talking about the video. What version of the hotel video was played in the courtroom? Was it the sped up version? Now, I believe it was portions of the surveillance video, not the CNN video, and cell phone video that was taken by the security guard who testified, Israel Flores. He apparently taken a cell phone video of the surveillance footage to show his wife, but that became a big pretrial issue about what the jury was going to see.
Yeah. And by the way, that story was a little odd. I took a video of it to show my wife. For what purpose? I mean, that was a little strange.
Well, when, you're not going to believe this happened, even though he reported to the police.
I think it's going to be difficult. I think the defense would like you to believe that video has been doctored somehow, but I think they're going to have trouble sustaining that.
Hey, would you like a civil law question?
Yes, please.
Yes, this is our litigator here. Question from Teodora Bodorova. Can Cassie sue Diddy again if Diddy's found guilty as charged?
So, Cassie, if you remember, sued Diddy, and that was the first thing we really heard about this. That was before the video. There was this blockbuster lawsuit in November of 2023 that really put these allegations out there, and she was very detailed. In fact, the front page of her lawsuit had a trigger warning on it. It was so detailed. That case was settled the next day, and I would have to think that the settlement included an agreement that she wouldn't sue him again for anything. Usually, if you're going to settle like that and pay the kind of money she would have gotten paid for settling that lawsuit, you get what is known as a general release. And a general release means you don't sue me for anything that happened. Now, here's one caveat. Up to the date of this agreement. Up to the date of this agreement. So then if you the next day punch me in the face, I have a new lawsuit against you. Yeah. Right? But at least up to the agreement, she can't go back now and say, I want more money.
Well, for the same conduct, right? I mean, if it comes out that he did something to her, or allegedly did something to her after the agreement was signed.
Yeah. Presumably they got it, and it also, you have to make sure the release covers all of his companies, all of these other individuals who were involved. It has to be a general release of everybody. You don't want to leave.
This is getting so good, y'all. This is a movie within itself. You hear? This is a movie within itself. If y'all tuned in how I'm tuned in, I just sat here and ate my dinner or my lunch, whatever. My in-between from shout out to Wingstop. Let's keep going.
We have a follow-up question to this from Fads. So why did he settle if he was innocent?
Well, I mean, people settle all the time when they think they're not liable. People, the thing that really surprised me when that case was filed is that the case was filed. Typically in a case like that, you draft the complaint and you send it to the defendant and you say, dear sir, please pay me a boatload of money or I'm going to file this publicly in court. And if there's any merit to it, or if just for publicity reasons, the defendant decides to negotiate and pay it, it never goes to court. So it fascinated me at the time that she actually filed that publicly and he settled it the next day. That, unfortunately, was pretty telling, that he didn't put up any fight on the lawsuit. He didn't even want to litigate it. He didn't even want to go to discovery. He wanted to settle it immediately.
And if he would have settled it before she filed it, I think we would have been in a very different position than we are today.
Oh, I totally agree, because that lawsuit, I think, is what sets this ship sailing.
I agree. Okay, update from court. Prosecutor asks Cassandra Ventura, did you see other men? Cassandra Ventura responds, yes. Prosecutor asks, did Sean see other women? Ventura responds, yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous. Did you move to LA with him? Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there. Goes to a theme from yesterday, where the defense owned up and said, yeah, he's jealous, he's angry, he's violent. He engaged in domestic violence. That 2016 video is indefensible. When you hear her testify like that, does it help the defense? Does it help the prosecution? Because the defense got in front of it. They didn't say he's a saint.
Well, it helps the prosecution, but the defense did the correct thing in opening statement, and they had to do it. They didn't have any choice. I mean, the defense couldn't walk into this trial and say he's the victim of a conspiracy to invent evidence against him. That was never going to work. The thing's on video, and there's lots of other evidence. So they were going to have to say, he is not a delightful guy. You people on the jury probably aren't going to like things that he did. He did engage in things we consider domestic violence, but this is a racketeering case. And I liked that about the opening statement. They made that very clear. You're going to have to judge the crimes alleged here, not whether you like him or dislike him.
Frick. Oh my God. This shit is crazy, y'all. Hey, listen. This shit is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. This shit is wild. You hear me? The shit that she's saying.
What do we think?
Okay.
Can you use the credit to pay for a membership? Absolutely. Ask Rev Charmaine. And just if you have $5 there, $10, remember everyone you refer to on Skip, they sign up with your link. $5 credit. If you have Plus or you want to subsidize Plus in the future, it will be automatically applied. You don't need to email us if you don't want to. Vita curated, going once, going twice. Not here, no Grant's Lock. Our streak of 8 straight winners comes to an end. Let's keep spinning. Sorry, Maybelline. Andrea, how long to be approved for an affiliate? I applied a few weeks ago. Email us. Usually it's a few business days. But email us, support@helloskip.com. We'll check on it. Smell Good Spa in Charlotte. You're on the clock for $1,000 credit. Smell Good Spa, e-commerce store. Are you here today? SmellGoodSpa.com. Welcome to Olfactory Bliss, home of signature fragrance oils, signature hand-dipped incense, and wholesome, aromatic personal care. All right, 15 seconds left. Remember, in 15 minutes, group call, free group call, Dave and Ray about business plans. In 10 minutes, I will announce the $5,000 grant winner. It is someone who's been on Instant Lives before. Did I see any guesses? Did I see guesses before? So let me know. All right. Smell Good Spa 90197.
There's something honest about a good drink. Real ingredients, real.
All right. Smell Good Spa in Charlotte. Congratulations. Okay, back to the cash round. Here we go. 3 spins so far, 2 winners. Now we're on to the 4th spin. Back on course educational services in Sacramento, California. $2,000. You're on the clock for $1,000. That's what I just said. Okay. Didn't mention at the top, as you all know, you can check all winners, all finalists, people who didn't claim If you missed out or you're not sure if you missed out, you can check helloskip.com/skip-grants. Here we go. Go check out some of these amazing businesses. Skip. And remember, those of you on the web, app, phone, or otherwise, or computer, there's your PIN. And you brought this up again, even though you've checked in, it sometimes reverts to check in again. So if you hit it once and you saw the confirmation, you're all set. Don't worry about that. Travis here says 26 referrals. That's amazing. Thanks, Travis. What are some of the tips you have, Travis, for getting the word out? By the way, share that. If you have tips for spreading the word, share some of your secrets. Not all of your secrets, share some of them. Nancy and Stephanie, thanks for the super chats. Back on course educational services, PIN 71023. All right. Congratulations. Verify here, but let me see what you're up to. Wow. Okay. Backoncourse.com. Educational support to help you thrive in the science workforce. We're here to help so you can focus on what's important. Customize your learning experience to meet you where you are. Winning for California, winning for Sacramento. Congratulations. Winner number 3. Okay. Switching back to credit. In fact, let me see how many folks have checked in. This Friday on our Instant Live, we're going to have a special guest joining me. So, again, the Instant Live for Friday is already posted on the dashboard. Here we go. Blessing Way Doula in Louisiana. You're on the clock. $1,000 credit. Coming, by the way, a week from today, we'll probably have some more changes to the Instant Live. We'd like to keep you on your toes. I mean, I know so many of you, probably half of you now, have been to over 40 or 50 of these lives. Really an incredible community. Our entire team's grateful for you. We've got more changes. Again, our goal at Skip is to obviously provide a positive, upbeat community to share information, to give out grants, and to educate you about grants and financing and things that you can do to help your business grow. So some of the changes you'll see in 1 week from today are going to be toward that end. How can we help your business better grow, be in a better position for funding, grants, more customers? That's all I'll say. I think you'll love it. Blessing Way Doula. Blessing Way Doula. Let's see what you're up to here. So many great sites. BlessingWayDoula.com, a spiritual ceremony honoring the pregnant woman's journey into motherhood, providing strength and confidence, aiding her in the transformation of fears about childbirth into trust and confidence. So important. Great to see you, Laura. Great to see you here with your PIN 46525. Can't wait to help you continue to grow. Congratulations. Congratulations. By the way, Brittany G, I believe the team has informed me, missed a spin a while back. So those of you who are maybe tuning in and you missed, you were called before, we've had a few times now where you've had a second chance, a shot of redemption, and you were here to claim it. So, Brittany, congrats. Okay. Friends, I'm going to announce the $5,000 grand winner. Any guesses as to who this is before we do the next bonus spin? So, by the way, we have almost 1,200 people watching. If we have 1,000 likes, chat, do what you do best, explain how to like this video. 1,000 likes means the next cash spin is a full $1,000. I doubt we're there yet. Brenda says, I was one of them waiting on my second chance. Brenda, hang in there. Thanks for being a YouTube member as well. So 1,200 of you are watching. Like this video. Someone tell me where. We need 300 more according to Chris. So 300 of you. If you haven't liked it, hit the like button. We have had 0 grants locked so far. 8% of you guessed it would be 0. For the $5,000 grant winner. 5,000 funding ready grants. This was a new opportunity where we wanted you to complete the business checklist. Again, we think a lot of these things are important. Having a registered business. Doesn't have to be an LLC, S Corp, C Corp. LLC is the most common. Having an EIN. Having a business plan. Most of these were required. Having a business bank account. That's very important. So you're not mixing personal cash expenses, payments with business-related expenses and payments. And we explained how to go through it. And by the way, oh, that's the valuation report. The winner is Joanne. Joanne has won the $5,000 funding ready grant. I think some of you know Joanne. Joanne, are you here today? FitJustForYou.com. Healthy aging starts today. Joanne, based out of Houston, you've won $5,000 cash. Personal Training and Wellness Center specializing in adults 50 and older in the Houston community. Program is the fountain of youth. Start looking and feeling younger and stronger in as little as 6 short weeks. Joanne, I've always wondered, I've seen you here a lot, and wondered what your business was. A personalized fitness program that slows down the aging process. The reason she was selected, again, shortlisted, and then, by the way, there will be finalists notified for this too. She had a business plan. She had completed the funding ready checklist, so she was funding ready, and it just so happens she had a skinny business plan. Joanne Goody. Joanne, congratulations. Good to see you here. Got a great business plan. I'll just show the exact summary here. What you generated on Skip, and that's the call coming up in 4 minutes with David Ray. Give you some tips on how to create this plan. Joanne, congrats. Heck, Julie, let's see if we can send Joanne a link in case she wants to come on for the past few minutes. We're going to try to end right around 3:30 today, because I know some of you then go over to see David Ray. We don't want to cut into that time. But Joanne, congratulations. Okay. Really great. Really great to see that. Bonus round time. And helping others in Palmetto, Georgia. You're on the clock for, I believe, what's $500. You've got 40 seconds left. Chad, let me know, how many likes are we at? So today, so far, this is our 6th spin. 823 likes, thank you. Okay, 1,200 of you watching. And if you want to help others, unintended, if you want to help others $1,000 here if they're here. Hit the like button. Because they will get $1,000 if we cross 1,000 likes. We haven't done that in a few weeks. Where's the link for the business plan call? Ask Andrea. In the description. Someone can paste it here if they want, but it's the second link in the description of this video. And you need to enter in the next 90 seconds, reserve a spot, because once the half hour passed, the openings are closed. Okay, come on, skippers, as Tamika says. Let's get to 1K. Helping others. Going once. Going. Twice. Not here. And no grand slack. Next spin. Spin number 1, Brittany won $1,000. Maybelline missed out. Then Teal 1. Shenandoah 1. Laura. John Doe missed. Vanessa Pena in Woodland, California. A beauty personal care business. Vanessa, you're on the clock. And by the way, a lot of you like applying for grants and other funding, just to say congrats again. To sticking with it, making this a habit. One of the biggest things we try to do. We've kept Tuesday and Friday consistently for a year now. Vanessa. This is the bonus round, the 7th spin. Goddess GPS podcast said there should be 1,000 likes. There's 1,100 people watching. Absolutely. Vanessa going once, going twice, and no grand slack. Joanne Goody says, I'm crying so hard and I don't know if I can even talk. Joanne, congrats again. Enjoy the moment. Let's all say congrats to Joanne for winning the $5,000 grant. We'll extend the invite to the next live too. If you want to come on Friday or Tuesday, just say hi to the Cindy meeting. One more spin here. Let's see if we can get this $500,000 cash to someone. Watch. Ever Taylor in Redford, Michigan. Retail gift shop. Ever Taylor, you're on the clock. 900 likes. If it's meant to be, only 100 of you need to like this video now, and Ever Taylor will get $1,000. And if they're here, and I hope while we wait for Ever Taylor, that you all take a look at some of these new grants. So 6 grants are due soon. I shared with you already. By the way, business valuation. The turnaround time is about 3 to 4 days now. Huge demand. If you're curious about that, here's how it looks. I don't know if I showed this before, but we give you a sample business valuation. We compare it to your industry average, your average age of the business. You can see how you stack up. And one of the things I love the most is tracking it over time. So basically, in 3 months, request again. factor in what's changed about your business. We tell you, we estimate the valuation again. So a great way if you're all about making progress and you want to track things quarterly. Request. It's still early access, still discounted, but if you see this on your dashboard, if you see it here, that means you're eligible. Not everyone sees it, but most of you will. Jasmine Taylor, Ever Taylor here, 47549. Okay, chat. What are we gonna give her? Abram says we're at 931 likes. And 70 of you hit the like button now, so Jasmine gets $1,000. We'll give 30 more seconds for 70 of you to hit the like button. While we do that, evertaylor.com. There we go. Okay, e-commerce, our store. You got an online store, a couple sold out products. Well, when you're back in stock, maybe stock up so some of the skippers can partake in your gift shop. Okay, going once. While you're here, I'm gonna basically, as soon as I click this button, it's all about the likes count. We're at 942. We only got 10 in the last 30 seconds. 947. All right, 1,000 of you watching. 10. Just imagine it's your name called the Samantha Says. Would you want an extra $500? 3:30. It's 4 past the hour. And when it strikes 5, we're gonna make a decision here and say goodbye until Friday. Remember, you can all enter Friday's instant grants. Go take a look at all the changes we're making. We have a new dashboard look coming later this week. Thanks to everyone who's an affiliate, even if you're not an affiliate, if you're telling others about Skip with your link, you'll get credits that will automatically apply to things you purchase on Skip. 29 more people, 30 seconds left. This is determining whether Ever Taylor and Jasmine gets $500 or $1,000. 980, only 20 more, only 20 more. It's at the top of the hour. We're gonna wait. We need 20 more likes to give Jasmine $1,000. 983. 10, 9, 8, 7. Please, someone here. What is the likes count now? Let's see. 993, 7 more. We need 7 more. Can we do it? Can we do it for Ever Taylor? I know you can do it. The Skip community can do anything we put our mind to. 2 more. 2 more. 1,000. Deanna says 1,000. Look at that. I made the balloons come as well. Congratulations. Ever Taylor, $1,000. Cash bonus round. Congrats, everyone. We made it happen for her. It's going to come back around to you. Hope you all have an amazing Tuesday afternoon. Go enjoy the business plan call with Dave and Ray. See you all Friday. Bye-bye.
What's up, y'all? We back for day 2 for the trial.